Greetings to the people of the world. This is Mike Doyle, and welcome to the Drive80.com unnamed podcast, where the point of the show is to answer the question, how exactly do I market with video? In this episode, we talked to Clay Mosley of Rock City Digital. I absolutely love this dude. He's killing it for his clients down in Little Rock, Arkansas, or Arkansas, if you want to say it properly. We met a few years back in this Facebook group that I help run called the Entrepreneurs Roundtable. He just gives a lot of value, always answers a lot of questions, posts about really great stuff that he's doing, and just watching all these video campaigns that he does for his clients, it's just awesome. I felt that he would have a lot of great value to bring to the show, so I asked him to come on. He said, absolutely. Some of the topics that we touch on are how he got fired from 3 jobs before he started Rock City Digital, which is his agency now, using social media videos to market on a local level, why he thinks some videos are better kept more raw and unpolished, why he doesn't believe you can expect immediate transactions after posting video, and a ton more. Before we begin, please subscribe to the podcast, and if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment, throw some likes on the video, and subscribe to the channel. Also, feel free to share this with anyone you think could get some value out of it or some really good tips that they could use for their marketing for themselves or their clients. Here we go, the Drive80.com unnamed podcast with Clay Mosley of Rock City Digital. Let us begin. Clay, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for thinking of me about doing this podcast. So there's 4 different, parts of my career, major parts, including this one, Rock City Digital. This is my 4th, I guess you could say, part of my working career. Hopefully this is the last one. All the jobs I've had up until now, I've been fired, not let go. Okay?
So you're not very good.
I'm not a good employee. I'll say that.
You're not hireable or employable.
Yeah. No. And it wasn't just like I wasn't just let go because they call me blah 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 blah. I mean, I was straight up fired from all these jobs. So by the time so January 2015, when I was fired from that startup company, which is I've cried 3 times in my life, and that was one of them. No joke, because I literally put blood, sweat, and tears in that company. And I still, to this day, don't know why I got fired. But yeah, at that point, I was like, well, you know what? I might want to do a career change. So I kind of dabbled into website design. I kind of taught myself over the past a year prior to that, and I was kind of doing it part-time, and I was like, okay, well, I think I want to do that. So a mentor of mine at the time told me, oh, you should go work for an agency, get some experience first, and then then start your own gig. And so I was like, okay. So I went and applied to a bunch of agencies, and on paper I was the worst applicant that you can see because my degree had nothing to do with web design, had nothing to do with marketing. My resume, dude, I was fired from all of them. So that question of, hey, can we contact your previous employer? Nope.
Yeah.
Because I was fired from all of them. And so I couldn't even get a freaking interview. And so I said, screw it. I'm just gonna start my own gig. So that's what I did, dude. I mean, I was broke for the first 6 months.
Yeah. But
from February, March to the next 6 months, I was broke. But I finally found my stride. And so 2015, that was 2015. I was a solo. And then 2016, at least, well, up until May, I was a solo entrepreneur, and then that's when I decided to bring on a business partner, and it kind of exploded from there. So, and here we are.
Yeah. So now,
my life in a nutshell.
Now Clay sleeps about 3 hours a night and works
four to be fair.
4 hours. He's living a healthy lifestyle. Yeah, man. One thing I really noticed about Clay was he started doing these videos. I can't think of it. It was just like fun facts about you or something like this. Like you're like, I'm an introvert, and I don't like,
Yep.
things like that.
It was the Confessions of an Introverted Entrepreneur.
That was it. It was awesome because I'm very transparent about what I do, and I I think that video, when it's real, resonates with me, and I think it resonates with a lot of people. And some people get a little like afraid about it. They're like, you can't tell people that, you can't say that about your business, or you can't do this. It's like, well, fuck you. I can do basically whatever I want to do because it's my business, and you can go and, you don't have to, and that's fine. But you decided to hit play. And I love that you did that, but you also give really good value, and you've tried so many things. And then recently, when you started your agency, it looks like you did get involved, like creating a lot of video content for your clients. Mm-hmm. And so, like, in the beginning, you were doing a lot of web, but really the video content came about. So, like, what brought that on?
Well, so yeah, at the beginning I was doing almost all website design as far as project work. I did some consulting work for social media and marketing, but it was just basically consulting. I just told them what to do and charged a fee. Yeah. But I really wanted to scale, and so that was one of the things that we changed when I brought on my business partner. Was we really wanted to establish some sort of recurring revenue. And in addition to website design, we started adding on social media packages and search marketing and all that stuff, yada yada. But one of those was social media videos, and the reason why we added that on was because we found out that was a huge gap in the market. It still is. Yeah. At least on a local level, where, I mean, you have video production companies. They've been around for a while. But those guys, like a traditional video production company, dude, they're going to charge thousands of dollars for a very high-end production video. Right. And that's meant for like a television commercial or something like that. But I mean, the fact is, like on social media, it doesn't. I was about to say it doesn't need to be polished. I think it actually needs to be a little bit raw, a little bit. More real. I would say if you, for the same money and the same time put into it, if you had to choose between a super polished video and one that's not, I think you go with the one that's not. But anyways, we why
though? Why? Like, kind of dive into that a bit more. Like, why do you think?
Because social media, man, I think in general has to be real and authentic. And I was really wanting to hear what Sarah had to say on her podcast, but I'm sure she'd say the same thing. But yeah, social media needs to be super real and authentic. Yeah. If you just do like a real produced, like a real high-end produced video, and then all of a sudden it starts to become more corporate, and there's no personality, and people just like, I mean, it's called social media for a reason. It's because it's like you need to be social, and nobody's social with a corporate robot.
Yeah. Social media is so fast that having like unpolished videos almost makes sense than to have the polished one, because the polished one, you're going to use it once and it's going to get lost in the ether really quickly.
I think the reason why super polished videos are thought of like as a one-time deal is because back in the day it was on television, and most people just like did like one campaign on TV just because that's all they could afford. But with social, man, it's like, if you, not only the attention span, you have to post way more content, and this is generally speaking, this is not just videos, but you have to post way more content, so that takes up more time. So it's you have to take that time away from somewhere, and so it can be from editing, it can be from somewhere else. But I think the point though is, as long as the content is good, the message, the value is good, like it doesn't matter. The comparison I always give to people is like, think about the last like really, really bad movie you watched in the movie theater, or even that you rented. I mean, they use like state-of-the-art equipment, right? And they spent a bunch of time, bunch of money editing it and all that stuff, but the story sucked. Yeah. Which is the reason why the movie sucked. So, it's not the equipment, it's not the production value, it's the content, the story. So, but yeah.
Talking to somebody about this, where you did the videos for that laundromat, and you broke them up and showed people like how they actually dry clean. I thought it was brilliant, and Like, give me kind of an example of what that conversation was like, and how you went from here's my idea to here's the execution, and then here's the things how we're using it like around the web.
I'm very fortunate that with the clients that come to us, they give us 100%, pretty much 100% flexibility on in creative. And I think like people that do this, people that do video marketing, I think don't need to rely on the customer coming up with the ideas, because I think that's the biggest expense of what customers pay for or clients pay for is the creativity. But with that particular client, and this is how the conversation goes with all my clients is, and you know what's funny is I actually have this conversation before they become a client. I feel like this is the biggest sales tool that I have is like whenever we're in a kind of a pitch or a prospect meeting, dude, I just throw the ideas out there.
Right.
I'm like, dude, this is what you need to do. Like with the dry cleaner, I remember in the first meeting, I was like, dude, all you do is put out coupons. And every dry cleaner does that. And I said, man, you need to stick out and you need to stick out above all the other ones. And I said, you know what you should do? You should give away your home remedies or home, like how DIY stuff.
Yeah.
I said, dude, like, cause that's content. I told him, I was like, dude, think about it. Like if you were one of your customers, actually put yourself in their shoes, in their eyes. What kind of content do you want to see on social media? And he goes, well, I think if I can learn how to, I think the example he used, I think it'd be kind of cool if I can learn how to keep the color in my blue jeans. It's like, dude, there's a video right there. I was like, let's put you on camera and show us exactly how to do that.
Yeah.
And that's one video. It's out there. And we did several of them. And dude, that has been wildly successful.
Give me like two other ideas, because I think real life examples help people really attach their ideas to that. So what are two other videos that he did?
So sticking with the dry cleaner. So this dry cleaners, they have six or seven, I think 6 locations here. And a lot of here, the issue that they have, and this is one concern that they expressed in our first meeting, was a lot of people think that they are a franchise or a national chain, and they're totally family owned. I mean, they're all right here, and what's cool is the owners, like they're in there working every day. So that was one message that they wanted to get across to people, was that they're family owned, it's locally owned, like the owners in the shop every day working. And so I was like, dude, let's get you on camera and let's just tell your story. So we got Scott, the owner, and we got him on camera, and we just got him. And what's funny is he did not know I was recording, and I was just having a straight. And this is a trick. Yeah, this is a really good trick for any videographer out there. Is dude, just hit the record button, not tell them afterwards, okay? Yeah. But it's good to not tell them, and I just straight up had a conversation with him, and I was like, dude, just tell me how did you get started? And he went through. It was very inspirational, and we put it out there, and I mean, we edited it, we put it out there on social, and it got a lot of buzz because it was super personal. And it got the message that, hey, Hangers is family owned. They're here, and it's not a national chain. And so people actually loved it. And I think, and we've done that with not just him. We actually what was surprising to me, they have several employees. Dude, they've been around for like 20 years, 30 years. I mean, no joke. It's like crazy the amount of employees that are super loyal. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm like, dude, you guys are like a family. So we actually got a lot of the employees on camera to tell their story, why they love working there.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, so it's like let's get super personal. And so that's what we did.
So it's like you break it down. You could be, here's our story, and then so a couple of takeaways. Like if you're going to tell your story, I think I like the interview process as well, because if you're on the camera talking straight to it, unless you're comfortable, it's like you having someone else there and you're looking off camera, you're going to go more relaxed. Because and especially if it's scripted, you can tell. If it's someone just saying like,
oh, yeah.
And someone's like, hey man, like, they ask them a question that's off topic, they'll be like, oh, wow. And you'll get them to calm down and be relaxed. And you're like, oh, now I get to see that person. So I think that aspect of having an interview is a lot better. But then mixing it in with, hey, I'm the owner of this company. Here's how you keep your blue jeans blue. Or here's what happens when you mix colors with whites and like why that happens. Or like how to get that shirt from pink to white again. You know, like things like that people are like, oh, crap, man. I can take this and utilize it right now after watching this video if I have to do laundry, you know?
Yeah, that's what we really focused on was action. Can the viewer immediately take action after watching the video?
Yeah.
It's like, I think it has to be one of four things. I think content needs to be one of four things. It needs to be super educational, which needs to be actionable, inspirational, funny, or trending.
Yeah.
So like Mannequin Challenge would have been, at least at the time of this recording, that was the latest trend. So we try to stick to those four things. And then you kind of have some filler kind of content, but for the most part, we try to stick to those four things. But you know, it's funny. I like the comment that you said about being scripted. I mean, we have a few times we've had some of our clients say, all right, well, just send me a script. And we straight up tell them, nope, no script. I'm just going to show up and I'm going to ask you questions. You're not going to know what they are.
Yeah. I love that.
Yep.
I think that's like, just getting them raw, like that's the best. So since I promised people that strategy, all right, so you've got these video clips. What do you do with them?
We put a small ad budget behind it to amplify it. I mean, I would love to tell people that, hey, here's a secret formula.
There's no
or whatever.
secret formula. I think the secret formula comes from people just hearing what other people are doing and then formulating what works for them. So if you're putting an ad budget behind them, are you using like Facebook or using Google Ads? Like where are you using it?
No, we're using straight up Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, so if you're on Facebook and you got these videos, are you doing like you have 6 or 7 videos, right? With these guys for the laundromat.
Oh shoot, dude, we got
not
several.
Laundromat, the cleaners. I'm sorry. Yeah, so like, would you break that up into one a week? Would you break that up into a couple a week and then repeat that process? Like, what did you do?
Yeah, so the only thing, our agreement with our clients is we do a minimum of 1 video a week, but we will do more if we see there's more engagement with video versus anything else. And the price is the same, at least with us. Like, it doesn't matter. And it goes vice versa too. Like, if videos are sucking, then we'll go more graphics and photos. But yeah, we will at minimum put out 1 video a week.
But talk about how you put them out though. Like, people, that's the thing, is people have their videos. Their biggest concern is, what do I do with it? Like, that is really what I'm trying to like really accomplish here. Okay. And I know I'm getting this like 23 minutes into this conversation, but like, people want to know, I have this video, what do I do?
Really, it's really simple. We just upload it natively to the platforms. Like, so that's the only thing that we're real careful on is like, if we're going to post it on Facebook, we upload it natively. And then from there
to Facebook.
Yes, to Facebook, not to YouTube and posting a YouTube link.
Yeah, you got it. Like, some people don't understand the lingo.
Yeah, no, I get it. Now we do post it on YouTube just for just so it's out there. We use YouTube more or so for SEO purposes, but that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, we just post it to the page and we just amplify it with ads. That's all we do. Now we do test the ads. Sometimes we'll and you know what's worked best for us, generally speaking, is just targeting people who follow the page and their friends. Yeah. Because like, yeah, you can go into like trying to find out who their ideal customer is and target market and try to target them. We do that, but dude, like and this is from a local game, okay? This is for local marketing. It's probably different if it's international or national, but like if you're local, it's so important to connect to the community and people that are friends of friends, because like what happens is if we target, let's just say there's 1,000 people that follow the page. If we target those 1,000 people and we target their friends, then the sphere of the friend circle gets bigger and bigger and bigger as we go, versus just targeting a cold audience who is not connected to the page at all. And I that's just what, from our experience, that's what's worked better.
I think that also brings, I think that gives more value to when people like your page, because a lot of people argue, likes are meaningless and views are meaningless. But I think if you think of it in a different aspect, where if you have people liking your page and you're targeting them and their friends, the power there is that you're getting in front of the people who do like your page, if they are local. You're reminding them again that, hey, we're dry cleaners, we're here. And they're like, oh, shit, to actually need to get a shirt done because I have a wedding this weekend, or I could fix this, do this with my blue jeans. Or another thing, too, is that I notice, like, when I see an ad by anybody and I see my friends that like that page, it makes me question, oh, why do they like that? And, and I get stuck in that of like, oh, they like that, I might actually be interested in this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it kind of warms you up to potentially, like, what it is they're selling.
Now, I do want to point out, like, whenever we do these, I make sure that our clients know, and everybody should think this way, that whenever that we post a video or whatever, it's you cannot expect a transaction at all. It's like, oh, if we post this video, we're gonna get X amount of sales in or whatever. It's like, no, that's not the way it works. From what's worked really well for our clients, and it's worked brilliantly for my business, is we just put the videos out there and we amplify it with ads. And then when we meet people in person, and the first thing that they say, and I've met people that I've never met in person before, and the first thing that they say is, dude, I've seen your videos. It's like, I've already built in a know, and trust factor before I even met them.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like you celebritize yourself too.
Yeah, I mean, to me that's the ultimate goal. And with the example of the dry cleaners, is they said that they get their customers coming in all the time, man, saying, "Hey, I love the videos," and it solidifies the relationship.
Would you try like this, like for dry cleaners, right? And let's say they did a deal. My mind goes to, why not do a video where they do like a one time of, hey, this Friday we're having this deal. This is the only place you're going to see this video because it has this code here, and you say the code. Be like, so if you come in and say this, then you get the discount. You can't print out a coupon. You can't do this. So I think, to me, that would help a client track how that video actually worked, because then I think it brings sales. If someone saw that video and said, oh, they come in, whatever the code would be, laundry detergent or some shit, I don't know. But, I think that is how to make video effective, where they can track and say, yeah, we actually made sales because we just used the video here, and anyone who saw that and they couldn't, click on a link, they couldn't do this. They actually had to physically say this when they came in, and they knew that the deal was over this Friday, so it caused, what's the word, a limited time, urgency to get there,
We actually have not tried that with the cleaners, and the reason that is because they use some third-party software that's meant specifically for dry cleaners,
right? And
there's all kinds of promotional shit that's built into that, and so because there's all promos in that we can't control, which is the unfortunate part, but we try to limit the promotion on social for sure.
So my theory is completely wrong.
No, it might be right. We've been going back and forth on this particular client, and they're very coupons minded.
Yeah.
And so it's all they want is coupons. And I think they just oversaturated that promotion to their audience. And I think that's why it didn't work, but we're trying to slowly get past that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I think just thinking of different ways to make the video itself house something that, for me in my business, it's when I'm asked what the ROI is, I'm like, well, how are you using it? I don't know. Is it leading to a landing page? Are you getting an email? Are you just specifically just putting it here? So it's kind of giving people an idea of, oh wow, I didn't even think about doing that. Giving them more, more ideas to do with videos, even if it's an old video too, repurposing it.
Yeah.
Just because it's older doesn't mean if the message is still there, reuse it.
Yeah, dude, when people talk about ROI, it's like I do one of two things. I and this is specifically for social and video. I basically say, look, you either need to do one of two things. You need to just basically understand you can't be ROI minded when you're doing this kind of stuff. It's total branding. That's all it is. It's almost all branding is
Yeah.
social media. But say they either need to get past that and just do it, or if they're going to stay with ROI in their head, I said, you know what, you're not going to be good for us.
Yeah.
It's black and white for us. We just won't take them on. It's really easy to explain on a local level because the way I explain it is because usually I meet people in person networking, right? So we do a lot of local networking. And so what I say is, dude, you obviously believe in networking and building relationships, and they'll agree to that. No one's ever disagreed to that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, social media is the exact same thing with video, especially because you're showing your face and your personality. It's just a different tool. That's all it is. It's just bringing it online, and then whenever that point finally drives in their head, they totally get it.
Yeah.
So
all right. So
like,
I'm gonna wrap this up just for the sake of time.
cool.
But before, just real quick though, like, do you think another thing too? And this might kind of stretch it a little bit, but like, if you had, was it Joe? Who's the guy who owns the cleaners?
Scott.
If he were to have a video at the end, say like, hey guys, like, here's some tips at the end. Like, what tips would you like to see? You know, comment below or share this with a friend and tag a friend and see like what they'd want to know. Do you think that'd be effective?
Oh yeah, we've done that. It's been extremely effective.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, because we initially we came up with the ideas ourselves, but then we decided, you know what, let's get the ideas from the audience.
So what do they do? What kind of engagement did you see when that happened?
A lot of people commented.
Yeah.
It's just shit they want to see, man.
Yeah.
That's all.
Did you start making more videos based on that?
Yeah. So like an example was apparently there's something called a blanket scarf. I don't know. It's, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Anyways, it's some
My
scarf.
mom would probably know.
Yeah, it's like, it's not a standard scarf. I think it's like a halfway between a blanket and a scarf or whatever. Anyways, apparently they didn't know, like someone wanted to know what's the best way to clean one of those. And so we're going to do a video on that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually,
so there's several more.
You know what I want to know? I would want to know how you clean a down comforter.
All right. We'll do a video on that.
I would love that, especially when like you have a dog and they piss on it and you're like,
dude, yes. In fact, you know what's funny? We're going to do a whole series on dog owners. So like how to clean a dog bed.
Oh,
Dude, yeah.
That's pretty sick.
How to easily remove dog hair from different things. Yeah.
I think God, dude, you get a hell of an audience there.
Oh yeah. I mean, considering 40% of households have dogs, yeah.
Considering you have 40% of the dogs living in your house.
Yeah, no shit.
Cool, man. Well, Clay, thanks, dude. You rock. And what can you plug since you've got some hopefully some listeners?
Well, actually, we just started doing these workshops. And they are live streamed, so anybody in the world can watch them. Okay. But we started doing these workshops. Our first one was yesterday, and basically, we're just giving away everything that we do. Like, we show people exactly how we do step by step. No fluff. Just this is what we do on this specific thing. And yesterday was like how to formulate a social strategy plan. Video was mentioned a lot, and but yeah, we're doing these social workshops. They're going to be monthly. The best place to look to see when they're going to be is our website, rockcitydigital.com. And so they will. All of them are live streamed, as well as like if anybody's local, they can come. But dude, we packed the room.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really awesome, dude. Fucking brilliant. I love this guy. All right, that is the show, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you said, yes, Mike, I certainly did, then please message any of your marketing friends and tell them what cool tips you learned that could possibly benefit their lives and make them want to listen to this podcast. Also, check out drive80.com if you are struggling to explain what your company does. We accomplish this in a minute or so with animation. If you have any questions, please send me an email at mike@drive80.com. I'd love to hear some feedback. Tell me what you like. Tell me the things I could fix to really just make these episodes better, really give you guys a lot of value, because, again, that is the point. I really want to be very focused on this, so you're listening to it. Every time you hear it, there's something new, and it really, you could take an action with it right there and grow your business or grow your clients' businesses, which will then help you grow your business because they'll want to pay you more. Again, Mike Doyle, drive80.com. Go in peace.